So I've completed knitting the braid and I've slipped the stitches back onto a 2.75mm needle so that the right side is facing, ready to knit it in on the next row. I've already completed the first 4 rows of the main panel, which are 4 rows of stocking stitch using topaz yarn and 3.5mm needles. So I'm now ready to begin row 5. So using turquoise yarn and 3.5mm needles, I knit the first stitch of the main panel. I'm just going to rest my needles down, and just to make sure that edge stitch doesn't slip off, I'm going to tie the new end of the turquoise to the old end of the topaz. Just one single knot is sufficient to hold that. Then I'm going to hold the braid with the right side facing on top of the main knitting. Just pop that end of wine to the back of the work, and then I'm going to put my right hand needle into the first stitch on the braid knitwise and into the first stitch on the main panel knitwise, and then using turquoise I'm going to knit those two together by bringing the loop through both of those stitches and then very gently releasing those 2 stitches off the needle. That's 1 from each needle, and then all I do is repeat this very carefully all the way along the row. Try if you can to keep the stitches in the same place on both needles so that they slide off together nice and easily. Remember that we had 43 stitches for the braid and 45 stitches for the main panel. So we knitted one of the main stitches at the beginning, then we're knitting together 43 stitches from both needles, which will leave 1 stitch of the main panel at the end of the row. The big test, here we go. Last 2 stitches, 1 from each needle being knitted together, drop the other needle, and then we just knit that last stitch of the main panel, and then your braid is knitted in.